goes Jim. Men, grown men with big in the women's locker room. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know.
We've got an exciting show today, folks. It has finally happened. The woke have descended upon themselves, and people are starting to realize maybe we've gone too far. A woman came out of Gold's Gym in LA screaming about a trans woman who was walking around the shower room with his elephant penis, scoping out the naked chicks while affirming, hey, you should have no problem with my girl dick. I'm one of you. Let's go to the video.
In the women's locker room. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know. The fuck? Everybody saw that man in the fucking locker room. No one's saying shit. And I'm fucking done with it. It's fucking stupid. It's dangerous. Me naked in front of a man without my permission. But I ain't the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room. And that goes Jim.
You know you're in a bad place when the person making the most sense is the loud black woman. No shade on her, because I'm on her side. I gotta say, this is where we're at, okay? In the woke versus woke, in the I'm the biggest victim, the only people who are allowed to call out the new woke pet is the old woke pet. I never thought I'd be so happy to see a video of a black woman shouting, but this is like maybe a purpose that we could actually use black women for that we never thought about. I mean, it's really, I think that God really gives everybody certain skills, and putting them in the right environment where those skills can be used is the difference between being obnoxious or being an asset. You know, Einstein said, everybody's a genius. They just have to find their medium. If I told a goldfish to climb up a tree, you'd be like, that goldfish is dumb. Yeah, if we put black women in a movie theater, everybody gets annoyed with them. But if we put black women where the trans women are, I mean, everybody's gonna be happy that they're around. Because it used to be the case that people were rational, but they've all lost their effing loving mind. I don't know what I just said. I'm tired. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but I gotta say, this video made me happy because I was like, oh, look, somebody still has common sense. But I do want to say this, all right, because I was in New York when the whole woke virus was spreading AIDS in the 80s, all right? And the biggest proponents of the trans agenda were, wait for it, women! Women of all kinds, by the way. If the women were in the liberal circle, they were pro-trans. You could not say anything against the trans agenda without having 7 harpies descend on you to tell you in a very sweet, passive-aggressive voice that belied violence why you were a bad person. You know, men tried to warn the women. Men were like, hey, that's a pervert in a dress. And all the women were like, you're just a bigot. I'm going to go with Mary, whose former name was Hector. He's definitely not doing this so he can look at my vagina when no one's around. Men tried to warn you, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen. And now that the crows have come home to roost, I don't know what the expression is. I'm still foreign. Now women are starting to speak out because it's actually affecting them in a negative way. See, so much of what liberal women do is supposed to be like a gotcha to men. It's like a get back. And so even when men are trying to tell them something that's for their own good, they're like, they want to go the opposite direction because they want to be like, I'll show you. And the man's like, you're going to run off a cliff. And she's like, I'll show you. It's fueled by this resentment. And so it doesn't matter that it's going to come crashing down on her head because she wants to be a boss bitch and show you that she can make her own decisions, even when those decisions end in her ruin. And we are dealing with the same thing when it comes to all the gay race communism they're trying to import, along with every third worlder. Every man right now is trying to warn women, hey ladies, this isn't good. These guys don't want equality. They want to rape you. And you're like, oh my God, you're such a bigot. Get away. I'm going to let Eritrea in and he's going to be, oh my God, he's raping me. That's what's happening. All right, and we're going to get into that a little bit later because Ma'am Danny is officially the mayor of New York and the white women are out in the streets celebrating their future filled with migrant. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic to see. This woman actually posted about this. It got picked up. Her name is Tish Hyman. She's apparently a musician. She said that she was taking a shower in the gym when this beast of a lady was walking around watching her shower naked, and she tried to confront him, and Gold's Gym told her to get out. What happened to believe all women? What happened to Sweetie? A black woman is talking. Listen and learn. Oh, that went out the window because we're always going to support the quote unquote biggest victim class. But she says that this person told her that he was a woman and demanded that she leave the women's locker room. Kind of racist, but that's okay. That's okay, and I'm going to tell you why it's okay. I'm going to tell you why trans trumps black. I didn't make up the rules. These are the rules of woke, and I'm going to explain it to you guys. Straight women like dick, and they're probably looking at me more than you. That is a very gay man thing to say, by the way. So I don't know what the hell's going on with this demon. And the Gold's Gym staff probably feels this woman's pain, but alas, they're in California, the land of the gays and the trans, and the law says you can't make him leave, even if he's raping a woman. It's another woman. You can't make him leave. Isn't that amazing? This is the law. This is why there are actual consequences to what you vote for. I mean, everything about this dude is a dude. Look at he's walking like a gay dude, which is, why does he want to be in the gym with women? There's something really wrong with these people. Now, he knows he's doing something wrong, but he also knows that the system currently loves and values him for precisely this, by the way. Precisely what he's doing right now is what the system wants him to do. So now this woman has become fully anti-trans, posting about it. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. But this is something people were warning about for at least the last 10 years, which you could not say to a woman without being accused of being some kind of homophobic, bigoted, racist Nazi. That's the truth. We tried to warn you. Joey Swoe, who likes to talk about horrible things people do at the gym, has an update. Let's see what this update is.
And I want to make sure the girls know.
I'm sure many of you have already seen this video. I don't know all the details yet, but supposedly this man, who now identifies as a woman, was in the women's locker room at a...
And can we just say, that was like minimal effort. Like that's what the law has done. You don't even have to put that much effort into convincing anyone that you're a woman. Nobody can say anything because the gay race communists, they want you to do this.
A Gold's Gym in LA, exposing himself, saying lewd comments to women. And it isn't the first time that it happened. When he was confronted by the woman in this video, Tish, asking him, Why are you in the women's locker room? It caused a scene. The police were called, and Tish was kicked out of Gold's Gym. That man was also escorted out by police. Now, regardless of politics, we should all agree that women have the right to feel safe and comfortable in a women's locker room without having to see a grown man.
We can't do that regardless of politics. This is what you guys don't understand. This is what you normies don't understand. There is no regardless of politics. This is it. This is their whole moral value system. So you guys are facing a choice right now. You're either going to try and keep compromising and talking to the gay race communists who literally want you and your children dead, or you're going to uphold the normal standards of human civilization that have been the standards since the beginning of time and get called a Nazi. That's it. Those are the choices. I didn't make up the rules. They did.
So Tish, thank you. I applaud you for your bravery, for sticking up for yourself and for other women. I personally spoke to Tish. She's very stressed out, having lost her gym membership, a place she loves to go, losing over 100 pounds there. So I am personally going to help her find a new gym in the LA area, a place where she'll feel safe and comfortable. And this won't happen, and I'm going to pay for it too.
There's no place like that you're going to find in LA. It's not, this isn't Gold's Gym's fault. You think Gold's Gym, the place where Arnold Schwarzenegger got buff, is like pro-trans? This is LA. I'm sorry. I'd like to see an update on this. I guarantee you, whatever gym, and by the way, if you want to do it, maybe don't announce the gym, because the number one thing the trans are going to do when you do that is they're going to go to that gym to prove a point. They don't want you to have any space. This has been going on for a long time. Long time. Yeah, and then people are saying, oh, I'm canceling my Gold's Gym membership. Great, that's fine. You're going to have to go ahead and cancel every membership in LA because every gym has to do this. It's the law. What you really need to be doing is stop voting for Gavin Newsom and the lefties who want this. Don't you get it? Don't you understand? Shout out to Andy No. Or is it Andy No? Listen, I don't know how to pronounce these Asian names, okay? But I'm trying. I like Andy. He's done a lot of good stuff. He's a gay Asian. That's all right. He's not trans. And he's called out the trans Tifa for their violence. This is our beautiful lady who just wanted to shower with the other ladies. Why y'all hating on this lady? Ooh, she's a lady. I don't know the words to this song. I just know she's a lady. Look at this one, like even growing her hair and looking like a caveman. All right? Looking like a caveman. This is what they do. These gay race communists, they know that the system is allowing them to be full criminals and making the lives of normal people horrible, and that's why they're doing it. They're not doing it because they really believe in trans identities and they really believe in how trans women should have access to the same women's areas, the same way that all the people who try to get you canceled for being a racist are not really doing it because they really believe in racial equality and they really believe in the equality of black people and they're really trying to help black people. They're not doing it for any of that reason. They're doing it because they're haters and they know that they can exploit this system to enact their revenge that they want on the world for making them this. They're mad at God. That's the truth. They're mad at God because God created this and they think that God messed up. And because they hate themselves, they hate God, and then they hate anyone who still upholds whatever form they had that God gave them. See, she's not trans. She's upholding her form as a black woman. She is upholding the way God made her. Hates that. He wasn't expecting to run into a black female who was going to say anything. He was expecting to run into women like this who for the last 10 years have been like, okay, she, her, no problem. Hey, we respect everyone's identity around here. Oh, he's raping my child. Wait a second, I don't like this. That's what he was expecting, because that's what you get in LA. You get a bunch of girls going, you go girl, yes, yes, until he shows up with his penis and he's whacking it in the locker room. Yeah, they said it was in the Bronx. It's not in the Bronx. In the Bronx, this guy maybe would have gotten his ass kicked. Maybe, we don't know. I don't know what the law is there. This is Beverly Center. Yeah, Beverly Center. I mean, the middle of rich, liberal California. These are rich libs who don't care about you and your problems. Literally, that's why they're like, yeah, let the kids chop their dicks off. We don't care. We're going to send our kids to this private school with Gavin Newsom's kids so they can grow up and then they'll start running the voting machines and then they can be in the elections forever and then your vote doesn't matter anyway because you don't even have to show ID. So we just have like, you know, a bunch of Marias going to different centers and registering, and they each get to vote like 100 times every day. And your vote doesn't matter. So thank you for coming in at Beverly Center. So I guess this is the video. Let's see what this is.
Did you tell me or not that women like to see dick?
I'm asking you a fucking question.
Exactly. Get out of the way now. No. Now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already. We already filed reports. No.
That's fine. I want the video.
You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm...
Now, see, I'm so happy that this is a black woman because I'm telling you, especially if the roles were reversed, like if he was a black dude and it was a white woman saying this, she would have no leg to stand on. None. But at least as a black woman, she still got a little bit of the victim Olympics going on. So people are confused now, right? Because they're confused. They haven't fully gotten the software update. Wait a second. I'm a black dude. There's a black woman. We're supposed to be oppressed. But wait a second. This is trans. I know that's the third rail, right? And this woman doesn't know what to do. She's trying to get in between the black woman and the man as if to protect. It's crazy. Now, watch what happens. Just watch what happens when an actual dude comes over and is trying, look, we got that looks like an Asian dude. Shout out to Rooftop Korean, still holding it down in LA. He doesn't care about these women because he can do whatever, he can physically overpower them. So he's so happy that the trickery is working on them. What he's afraid of is a strong masculine figure who will body him, okay? That's the only threat. That's why when the strong masculine figure comes up, what do you see him doing? He's cowering. Oh my God, please don't hurt me, right? He's cowering. And here we go. Here's the woman. Oh no, you gotta leave him alone. Leave him alone. He's just a poor little trans woman. And he's wearing an earring. Can't you see that he's a woman? I'm looking around. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen? Who does he keep his eyes on? He keeps his eyes on the strong Korean man because that's the one who actually has any danger to him. But he's been dealt with by the Puerto Rican mommy or whatever she is who's coming in. Now he's going to trick her. Look at his whole dynamic with her. He's already starting about his rights, and he knows that this woman in front of him is an idiot and is going to believe it, even though he was totally whacking it to the women in the room, probably taking pictures of them. Okay? So now when she walks away, he's like, uh-oh, my protection's gone. And then he starts walking away. See? This is the classic perverted male psyche. And you women don't understand. And you've yelled at all the men who tried to warn you about this and protect you. And now the turtles are coming home to roost.
Experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym. And I think this is probably happening at gyms across America. We're like, trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you want to be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a fuck how women feel?
Well, actually, it's probably the most woman thing about him.
Today I was naked in the locker room. I turn around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking.
How dare you assume? How did you know he was a man? You can't know somebody's a man or a woman until they tell you.
At me, I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed a sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know what.
The white women don't know what to do. Who do we support in the Victim Olympics? My gay race training didn't prepare me for the Olympics of the woke.
He's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do.
See, it took a black woman, actually, these women, I guarantee you these women have been these other non-black, I can almost guarantee they're not black, they were in Beverly. Okay, just talking proportionally, she's the black person in Beverly, okay? Guarantee you they were in the gym and they'd seen him before and they were just like, just ignore him, just put your head down, just ignore her, put your head down and walk out. But finally, somebody, and this is the way it kind of works with humanity, somebody has the guts to say something and everybody else jumps in. Okay, let's just finish this.
They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the is going on? Like, listen, how can you say you're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel? That's nothing more manly than not giving a fuck about how women feel.
That's actually probably the most womanly thing about her. It's men that actually care about how we feel. It's men who have tried to tell us what was going to happen. Okay, they tried to warn us about their fellow psycho men because they know them, because they were around them. And women, we kind of imagine like, oh no, everybody's in a fairy tale. The villains have been dealt with.
I'd like to think. And I get it. Like, everybody has their own things. And I don't explain. I don't want to say that I know everything about gay rights or trans rights. I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my whole life. I treat people how I want to be treated regardless of whatever their sexual orientation is or whatever they decide. So I'm not transphobic and I'm not homophobic. I'm not straightphobic. I'm not racist. None of these things. I just believe in treating people how I want to be treated. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And like, when is the cutoff point? Is it like, oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here? Why aren't women making the laws? And if you really want to fucking be safe and feel good, why don't we just make trans restrooms? Because it ain't right.
Here's the thing. Nothing is going to get fixed until you come back to reality. So now here's my big meta point about why we are reaping what we sowed. Number one, she said, why aren't women making the laws? Let's go ahead and check in on the facts here. Women, for the overwhelming majority, vote on the left, progressive voting, which has brought us to this point. So we, in fact, are doing this. Then you have to go to the, I don't know what everybody's about. You know, I don't know what everybody's about. I don't want anybody thinking I'm transphobic. No, please. That's not real. That's not a real thing. None of those things are real. They're all made up terms to shame you out of your natural reaction to seeing something unnatural in your atmosphere that you don't want around. So when you rightfully object to that's a man, they say, no, you're transphobic. Do you understand how it works? This is why saying I'm not these things is never going to help you get to where you want to go. Which brings me now to my meta point about how we are all evil and we are now reaping the seeds that we have sown long ago. This is a cascade of effects from rejecting the natural moral order that God gave us way in the beginning of time. We have just now transpired to this place where the ultimate fruits of those transgressions are finally coming to bear. See, we used to have a functioning society that agreed on certain objective rules of good and evil, of right and wrong, of truth and fact. But then one day along came some tiny little goblins. And the goblins were like, hey, that world is so restrictive. It's restricting all of your freedoms. Don't you want a little more freedom? The normal little elf people were like, I don't know what he's talking about. I think everything's fine. I like it. I'm surrounded by a bunch of other elves that look just like me and speak my language and know what's right and what's wrong. And I don't have elves of the same sex trying to fuck me. What is he talking about? And then the little goblin was like, that's what I'm talking about. Isn't it just such a hard and fast rule that you just have to like get married and then have sex with the same elf for the rest of your life and raise your little elf children? Don't you not like that? And the elves got a little confused and they were like, am I not supposed to like that? And the goblin was like, yes, you're not supposed to like it. And then the goblin went to some other elves of different colors, let's say. And he said to them, hey, aren't you mad at those elves that live over there? Because they've been oppressing you. And these elves were like, what are you talking about, massa? And the goblin said, you've been oppressed. Hate those elves. And we're going to give you a lot of free stuff if you do that. And then those elves were like, yeah, fuck you, yo, mind to God, what up with you? And I'm not saying what color those elves were. This is a metaphor. The goblins promised free stuff at every level, liberties, freedoms, ability to do whatever you want at whatever level you were at, and said that's the enemy, usually pointing to your father, straight male white figures who were pretty moral for the most part, or maybe they found some that weren't and said, look, why they're the problem. And we all took the treats because we wanted the treats. Now, what we didn't know was that the goblin had laced the treats with things that were going to enslave us and make us sick forever. So now you have to deal with a man's penis in your face. And it happened bit by bit. Each group buying the narrative that somehow they were oppressed by some rule that was actually put in place to protect that person and the rest of society. But the goblin only had us look at what we ourselves were giving up. If you were, let's say, a man who was married and was raising kids, the goblin told you, look at all these other elves that you could be sleeping with. And you're giving it up for your one elf. And hasn't she gotten a little fat? And you said, oh yeah, that's not good. Now, what you didn't realize is that if all the elves start doing what you're doing, then all that's left is elf whores. But you didn't care because you were just thinking, I'm going to get away with it. Then the goblin went to the female elves and was like, look how oppressed you are. Living at home all day, raising the children. Don't you want to go to the office and get sexually harassed by your boss and pay 30 to 40% of your income in taxes to feed the elves that live under the bridge over there, the orcs who can't seem to get a job? Come on, it's freedom. We're going to make your kids gay when you're not looking. This is the moral of how we've gotten here. Then the goblins now had full access to your children because Daddy was on business trips trying to get as much elf tail as he could, all different kind of elves, Asian elves, Latina elves, whatever kind of elves. He was entitled to it because that's what real elf men do. And the goblin mommy was in the office trying to be a boss bitch, holding it down, stressed out. So she put her children in the daycare center. The daycare center are going to take care of my little elf children. And that's when the goblins were like, now we're going to molest you and sell them on the black market and adrenochrome. Don't ask for the Epstein files. Hey kids, you're gay. Your parents hate you. Turn on your parents. Communism. Feel bad for the orcs. We're bringing in 20 million orcs. Let them in. And this is where we are. Now, if you didn't follow that story, I don't know what to say. I think I did a pretty good job creating a fable. Should I, by the grace of God, somehow get pregnant, I'll spend that time writing children's books about the goblins and the elves and the orcs. Until that time, you'll have to rely on my publisher, well, my sponsor, who maybe will be my publisher, we'll see, AntelopeHillPublishing.com. Now, the book that I want to feature today is a great book for what we're talking about at the moment. Because the only thing that's going to keep the goblins and the orcs away is Nightly Weaponry Play by William Fabricus. This is a great book which tells children the virtues of being courageous and having honor and keeping your penis so you can fight with actual swords, and then you don't have to do sword fighting. I don't know what this voice is, but I'm doing a lot of videos now and things are coming out, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. What's great about this is it teaches children how to fight. You can even use this for your girls, though it would be better to teach your girls how to get strong men. But that's okay. Sometimes women find themselves alone in a restroom with the guy with his penis out, and then it's helpful to try to understand, how can I take this guy's penis away from him and make him a real girl? Anyway, this is the book. It was written at a time in history which is very bad time, and we're not going to talk about it. But the book goes through, I like this book because it actually teaches you how to create your own bows and arrows out of sticks, how to fence. And this is a good reminder to children that you're never too young to start fencing, because if you're never too young to get molested, you're never too young to fight back. And maybe if Virginia Giuffre's father had given her this book, she wouldn't have ended up as Prince Andrew's slave. Shout out to AntelopeHillPublishing.com, promo code Leo. We are giving you 10% off. It's a fire sale, fire sale. Shout out to my sponsor. You guys are fantastic. I'm hearing that you guys are buying some of their books, and it makes me happy. All right, enough of that. So I hope everybody understands why we are all at fault, okay? Because nobody was willing to stand up and say at every stage of the progression, this is not right. And when somebody did stand up and say, this is not right, everybody else gathered around and shunned this man, shun, because none of them wanted to feel like the bad guy. They didn't care about whether they were the actual bad guy. They just didn't want to feel like the bad guy. And this is a very womanly thing. Men don't care about their feeling. They know what's right and what's wrong. They understand what are the consequences of actions in the future. They can see down the road because they're planning for the survival of their tribe. And they're like, I don't care if you call me whatever. I don't want gay dudes adopting little boys. Why don't they ever adopt little girls? And so at every step of the way, we have failed to stand up and fight back because we didn't really have a moral system. We kind of gave that up when we gave up our religion. And I don't really care. I know there's pagans out there or whatever. I know some pagans, very nice and everything. That doesn't work for me. I tried to come up with my own philosophy. I'm very smart. I like to think I'm very moral, and I still got tricked. And I still got tricked into doing things that were not good. I tricked myself into doing things that were not good because I wanted to do the bad things, thinking the bad things would be good. And then you end up trapped. I do think we need a Christian moral virtue society. That's what this country was built on. It was working. So when people are still apologizing, feeling like they have to apologize, and when they're literally being assaulted in a dressing room, that's when you got to realize how deep the programming has gone. Here was another guy, right? He brought lube in the ladies' room. Of course, what is it? It's another black woman who has to confront him.
Fuck the fuck, bitch!
Nasty ass nigga! You was watching my friends!
These motherfuckers are sick.
You hear the projection, you're sick. Now, he knows he got caught. This is often what happens when psychopaths get caught. They do immediate pivot and projection and put the blame back on you because they can't admit that they're doing something wrong.
You see? I should punch you in your face.
I really should. You really should.
You
That
dead
was the loop.
ass? You dead ass? You
Where
really
that-
dead ass? In the fucking bathroom?
I run this shit.
You in the fucking, you run shit. You run shit. You the
Serving someone?
punch it, nigga. Who the fuck? Who the fuck you punch? Nigga? Who the fuck you punch?
Now see, this is a chimp out. I'm here for it. I'm here for this. Once again, black people, you guys are great at this sort of thing. Let's apply it in the right direction. People will salute you. See, we already have the soldiers. They're just fighting the wrong battles. Yeah, you just got violated. You just got violated, and our whole government is evil, so they're going to support them. That's the world we live in. It's been going on for a long time. It's been going on for at least 80 years. I know you won't even believe some of the things that have been happening. You're not going to like them either. Here's the question that, and I'm going to leave this on a nice, fun note, folks. This is going to be a fun note because the Cookie Monster comes through with a piece of information. Before I do that, let me remind everybody, go to my website, leonardaisfunny.com, sign up for my mailing list, take a look at my tour dates. Starting next week, I'm going to be putting uncensored, full-length videos that are only going to be on my website. Spicy stuff that I know for sure would get me banned on here. I have no idea how I'm still here. Your guess is as good as mine. This is why I keep reminding you, sign up on my mailing list because I never know when the rules are going to change. And when that happens, all of the content's going on my website, and that's the only place you're going to be able to see me. That or in the gulags in Siberia together. Anyway, let's leave this on a fun note. The Cookie Monster. There's a guy here, Billboard Chris, who blocked me after I ratioed him. Doesn't like that too much. Who's out here protesting against puberty blockers. This would seem based. Seems the Cookie Monster ends up being more based than him.
Oh, what's that?
I don't think we
is that
should
like
give
the
kids
trans
puberty
stuff?
blockers. Yeah, we shouldn't be trying to change the sex of
You're right.
kids. Yeah,
Good for you. All right.
yeah.
Just like I could be out here talking about the Jews. It's the Jews that do that, you know. Most of the doctors involved in that are Jewish. Most of the abortion doctors are too. There's a big problem with Jews in this country. I'm just telling you that. I've looked into these issues.
Yeah, I hear this all the time. It's not true, but that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Cookie Monster immediately realizes it's a hopeless case. And now we know why Cookie Monster is Cookie Monster. If Cookie Monster is going up to random people and J-pilling them, you know he wasn't holding it down. This is probably his fifth job like this. He probably got fired out of a Starbucks. He probably thought he saw the pro-Palestine flags, and if Starbucks probably thought, finally somebody will understand. And they don't get it, Cookie Monster. Shout out to Cookie Monster. Good night.